Let's connect to the SAP. What is the difference between on-premise license and cloud license?
On-premise license is issued yearly once,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and cloud is issued quarterly wise.
Mm-hmm.
And in on-premise, there is both traditional GUI and Fury,
Mm.
whereas in cloud we have only Fury, no traditional GUI.
So please mute.
Please mute.
Hello. Yeah. So as you asked, what is Fiori GA all about, right? So you only told based on a license selection. If the client selects on-premise license, they have a traditional GUI and Fiori GUI also. So if you see whatever screen you are seeing here, this is a launch pad. We call it as this is a launch pad. And here, whatever SAP connection access you have, you can see them here. Currently, we see only one demo system. That's all. In real time, you would see at least three systems. Okay, A4H is only meant for development. Then maybe A4Q, one more row will be there. It means one more system to log in, and you will have one more system, third one, A4P, in a sense production. So at least three system landscape we should have, right? Development, quality, and production in IT. Otherwise, we cannot work, right?
Yes, sir.
So traditional GUI in a sense, it's like an old way of working. If you want to log into any application, you have to click on it and you have to give user ID password, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's say this is a traditional. It is there from a since beginning. If I just click on this, it will ask my username and password. I'll give a username password. You see, whatever screen you are seeing, this is like a what I would say traditional GUI. You see, if I want to post any invoice, this is a screen. It is appearing like this. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Now, on this to access this traditional GUI, you must to have your laptop or system to enable or get into the system. It means you should be sit in your office location or you must have to work in a laptop or a system. It is a installable thing. It has to install in your system. Okay.
Yes, sir.
But by looking at the recent changes and world how world is growing, people has to access while they're traveling also in their mobiles, their tabs also they have to access, right?
Yes, sir.
And also here we cannot get any pie charts, bar charts based on our financial results. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Analytical Analytically we cannot see it here. That is the reason you have an option in SAP S4 HANA Fiori GUI. If you want to access Fiori, you say it will open in a web. You say Internet Explorer it has opened, right?
Yes, sir.
So now I am going to Google. It's like a web, right? Google or
Yes,
any
sir.
Internet Explorer is nothing but a web. If I open here that link, see now it is asking me username password. SAP user 126.756. This is a difference. There you need to have a system installed application and you have to work in this screen. Screen is different. That's all. Functionalities remain same. In
Yes, sir.
Fiori, if you go here, this is a Fiori. This is like a web, right? Do you
Yes,
feel
sir.
is it like an application?
No, sir.
Umade, we got it. This is a traditional. Traditional in the sense, it is there from a since when SAP born from that time we have this screen. Everybody will work on this screen, but here we'll work on this screen and also this screen. Both we work traditional GUI and we work on Fiori GUI. Got it?
Yes, sir.
The same screen you want to see in Fiori, I'll take you. So here is a invoice posting, maybe one invoice posting. This is a screen. The same screen we'll see in a Fiori, but it will be different manner. Uh, hmm. Post journal entries. Okay, if system related, if system is very slow, whom do we need to contact, Uma Devi?
Sir,
System is
basis
very slow. Huh?
basis administrator.
Correct. If there is any program issue while running any transaction, whom do we need to contact?
Adapter.
Correct. If something is not working properly in a material management side, whom do we need to contact?
It is also Adapter, sir.
Material related issue, material management consultant. Consultant has to fix, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is used for FI module? What is the main advantage?
Uh, it is for financial information, sir, for external reporting. You can get PNL and balance sheets.
Perfect. Now, Anandika, what is mean by controlling and why it is used for?
Controlling is nothing but internal reporting, which is
Okay.
used inside the organization for
Okay.
planning, forecasting, decision making.
Okay. Good. You see, this is the difference. In a traditional GUI, you see a screen like this, and you see here general ledger accounting posting. Enter. Enter in a sense, post an invoice. If you see the same in a GUI, post journal entry. There is a difference in a screen, right?
Yes, sir.
But ultimately, both are trying to post an invoice in general ledger accounting. Got it?
Yes, sir.
We'll talk a little more about it. First, let's jump into the topic. So, basic, essentials, basic requirement, basic knowledge we have discussed. Now, let's say if you want to implement anything and you want to do anything, first you need to understand business related some information you need to understand. If that was the real, anyway, we talk to customer and we note down them in a document. What is the document we call it as?
Sir,
Well, taking a requirements from a client, we prepare one document, right? What is the document name?
business document,
Not business document.
blueprint.
Business blueprint we call it as, right?
Yes, sir.
We
Yes,
take the requirements and a blueprint document. By seeing that document, we configure everything, right?
Yes, sir.
Now
yes, sir.
that requirement, that whatever requirement we have taken, we'll just note them here because based on this only, we'll do a configuration. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, now first thing is, let's say we are working for GMR Construction. How many countries is operating his business? How many countries? Let's take an example. Two countries. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let's say India and the US. He's doing a business in India and he's doing business in US. Next, what kind of products, what kind of business he is into? He is in a construction. Okay. In construction, there are many sectors or categories, right?
Yes, sir.
What are those
Yes, sir.
categories? Hello. So let's say what construction company will do?
They'll do the constructions
What
of
construction?
buildings or
Roads,
bridges.
buildings, and irrigation,
Houses, villas,
irrigation and airports, so to say. Let's say we take this four examples. What does it mean is by doing these four varieties of products, he'll be getting a revenue, he'll be getting a expenses, he'll be getting an assets, he'll be getting a liabilities, right?
Yes, sir.
If I am doing a construction business, in my business I should not show like I buy, let's say, a medical product, medical powder. I should not show that kind of expenses, right?
Yes, sir.
Why? There is a matching concept. If you might be read or not, there is a matching concept in every business, right?
Yes, sir.
Whatever business you are doing, the relative expenses are no income only you should show. If you are doing one line of business and if you are showing other line of business, it is a fraud, right?
Yes, sir.
You leave that aside. Okay, we have business in India, we have a business in US. These are the four products we are selling in the market. Next, in India, how many places you have a plants, right? What is mean by plant?
The
What is
place where the activity runs,
okay? Maybe
machinery.
machinery, wherever you have a, let's say, a manufacturing unit. Let's say in construction, what will be the plant in a sense? All the raw material, let's say concrete, the cement, the steel, whatever is needed for your construction, you store everything in one place and you set up a plant, maybe a concrete mixer plant or any plant, sort of a plant you need, right?
Yes, sir.
So you operate a machinery there, and you have a big garage to monitor all your lorries or tippers, whatever equipments, rollers. Okay,
Yes, sir.
everything you need a place, but we call them as a plants. How many plants you operate in India? How many plants you operate in US? Right?
Yes, sir.
Let's say I'm doing a one outer ring road for a Vijayawada, let's say, or a Guntur, whatever. So, if I'm doing a road, outer ring road for Vijayawada or Guntur, what is the right place to know keep my plant? Where I should keep a plant? Can I keep a plant in Hyderabad?
No,
No, sir.
sir.
No, right? Why? Your plant should be near to your productive area, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ah, right. Or every business you take, let's say if you take any pharmaceutical companies, Dr. Reddy's, whatever, wherever they have, let's say they'll have their production units in outskirts of the cities, and where they have a transportation, where they have a labor availability, everything is very easy. Let's say natural resources like water, electricity, everything where it is easy to access, there they'll go and they'll have a setup, right?
Yes, sir.
Remember, every organization has a business units and they have a plants. Plants are near to their productive area, not everywhere, right? That's it. Let's say in
Yes, sir.
India, I have a two project. Let's say one project is in maybe Hyderabad, one project maybe in Vijayawada. Let's say. So in India, I have one plant in Hyderabad. Okay, this is business language. Okay, until maybe 5 years experience, you don't understand this much and you don't listen this all also. They'll just give you a do this, configure this, that's all they'll say. Okay, but now only you are learning how business requirement takes and how project preparation will be happen. This is functionally got it. Okay, this is Vijayawada. Two plans we have, right? The US, again we have a business, right? There also we need a plans. Where we put one we put Florida, New York. Okay. Next, tell me, if you want to post any invoice, let's say any invoice you want to record in your business. Have you ever seen any invoice copy so far? Uma Devi, have you seen any invoice copy?
Yes, sir.
What are the main information you record in a system by seeing that? Any ERP application?
Like first the transactions there,
Transaction.
amount,
Okay, amount.
amount, amount, and there is a GST.
Okay, tax.
um,
What about you, Anandika?
number of units,
What is that, Uma Devi?
number of units that sold.
Okay, quantity you mean to say. Okay, good.
That
Okay, done. What about you, Anandika? Have you seen invoice copy anywhere?
Yes, sir. I saw, sir.
What are the main details you see in invoice?
Serial number,
Mm-hmm.
particulars, whatever we purchased or sold in
Mm.
invoice, we will be written, and the amount of
Okay,
each number of units and the total amount.
okay. That's all.
sir, we can also see the voucher number, sir.
Voucher
Number.
number.
vouchers.
Okay, good.
But
But still, you guys are missing at least two important things you guys are missing. There are many, but two are important.
GST?
GST, she told, okay, that is a tax breakup.
HSN code,
HSN code, it's a part of material master data. It will be there in material. Okay, that is good.
name
Okay.
of the brand.
Now I'll show you a screen. Now by seeing the screen and tell me. This is, let's say, invoice posting screen. What are the important details do you see here also? You see a date, right? When you exactly earn that income or a expenses. In this case, if you post the expenses, in which date it was erased, you have to record accordingly, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's
Yes,
say now we are in a January. Whatever a business transaction related to January only, we have to record, not a February, not a March. That is not a right thing. Fraud, right?
Yes, sir.
And also
sir.
not in a closed period also. December also we cannot record, right?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Every month, the transaction related to that particular month, we have to record there, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, dates we will add it. Okay. Next, company codes we'll talk in a minute. This is nothing but a business units. How many countries you do operation? Each one we call it as a company code. Leave it. Next important thing is period, right? There are periods. In a calendar year, how many periods we have? In each calendar, how many periods we have?
12 months?
12 months. We call it as a 12 periods. Let's say, based on our requirement, do you see any problem here for a periods? India and the US?
Yes, sir.
What is the difference? Where we have a problem here? Tell me.
We'll consider the financial year as our in our accounting principles, sir. From April to March.
In India, right?
Yes, sir.
Fiscal year in India, April to March. Okay. Then
In
in
US, they'll take January to December.
US, they have a Jan to December, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now you get into the business nerves slowly, right?
Yes, sir.
Why we want to have this information detailedly? Because based on this, you will get to know how to configure, how to enable the SAP application for those businesses, right?
Yes, sir.
You go anywhere in the world, calendar year remains same, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Calendar year always January to December, but in few countries, the fiscal year is different than the calendar year, right?
Yes, sir.
But the best example is in India, we have April to March, right?
Yes,
That is
sir.
our physical year. And the other important thing is you see a currency. There is a
Yes, sir.
currency. In India, what is the currency we use?
Rupees.
Rupee.
Indian rupees, INR, right?
Yes, sir.
In a US,
Dollars.
Dollar.
United States dollars, right?
Yes, sir.
That's all. Now, by seeing this, at least you got what is the high level. It's a title information, right? We have not added what kind of expenses, that and all we have not added, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
We
sir.
will add them. Let's say the same invoice. Let's say rent. Let's say you paid a rent. Just think, based on this entry, you get to know what all other elements are involved and how many you need to configure and identify here. Okay,
Yes, sir.
rent. What is the accounting entry for rent?
Rent account debit to cash or bank.
Okay, right, rent, data. Let's say rent is 10,000 rupees, right?
Yes, sir.
Why it is slow? Two, maybe this is a cash. Same amount, it's on a negative side. Okay, done. What is this rent and cash? What do we call them as in an organization? What is it, rent and cash?
Expenses?
Rent is an
Account
expenses. There is what is the accounting terminology? What is the name we call it as?
rent
Muhammad,
is a nominal account, cash is a real account.
real account. But for a simplified way, this is a general ledger GL account, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
You heard right in your academics. There is a ledger, general ledger. There is general ledger is nothing but a one GL account. Rent is one GL account, and cash is one GL account, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Let's say if you post in India, you post in India the same entry. If you post in US, do you post anything differently?
No, sir.
Then
no,
what
sir.
will be the difference in US?
Currency.
Currency will be different,
Currency.
right? Here it
Yes,
is
sir.
in INR. Here it will be USD, right?
Yes, sir.
But tell me, nothing will change, right? Whatever GL account you have here, a rent GL account, you have a same GL account here, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So by seeing this, everybody has to follow a same structure. Otherwise, he has to invest much time to get a consultation between your business units, India and the US, maybe Netherlands, Switzerland. If he has a many businesses, maybe West Indies or else New Zealand, wherever he has a business, he has to struggle a lot, right? The structure, whatever structure he follows, it should be across the companies, across the business, he has to use the same. That is my point. Got it?
Yes, sir.
sir.
So having this, the same, we call it as a operational chart of accounts. We are using all over same operational chart of accounts. We use a same accounts, we call it as. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
So we'll come to that now. Now looking at the business preparation, we know wherever they have a business, what kind of products they have, how many plans they have on each business units, and how many fiscal years they follow. Uh, you tell me, are we missing anything from a business, or we are enough with the details?
Expenses. Other expenses.
That all will come in a structure. Business point of view, tell this and all will configure based on this. Will configure this. You'll understand.
Okay, sir.
Business perspective, do we need to get anything? Let's say in simple, in India, where you have an office location, that address and all is default, right?
Yes, sir.
In US, where you have in Vijayawada, you mentioned plans where exactly you have a plant. That and all is the address related information they'll give, right?
Yes, sir.
And also, let's say high level, this much is fine. Products we have plans and yeah. So now we understood our client requirement, what kind of business he is doing, what is his expectation. We know based on this information, we prepared a blueprint document. Okay, business blueprint we have prepared. Now, directly we cannot go on configure in a system, right? Do we?
Yes, sir.
We cannot create, right?
Yes, sir.
Every module, every functional module, you should understand the structure. What is mean by structure? General logic. Tell me why people will call. We need. If you want to build an house, you should have a structure, right? Structure, right?
Yes, sir.
Why? Tell me.
So that the outcome will resemble the same. Like we should have a basic idea about how it should be.
Hmm. Okay. The simple answer. You are building a house without having your foundation. Can you do a slab?
No, sir.
Why? You cannot do it. I cannot do it. And nobody cannot do it, right?
Yes, sir.
If you want to build a house, you have to follow the structure, same structure, right?
Yes, sir.
Whether a junior, whether a senior, whether a manager, it doesn't matter. Everybody has to follow the process correctly, step by step process, right?
Yes, sir.
Likewise, if you want to enable a SAP application, let's say FI module, financial information module, to the business, you have to follow the certain steps in a sequence order. You cannot jump. You have to understand step. What is the important? First, you have to understand why I am doing this. If you understand why you are doing that, you will understand answer very easily, right? First,
Yes.
we have to understand why we are doing, what is the benefit it is giving to business. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So first, in implementation, FI consultant has to create financial information related organization structure. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Without FI organization structure, nothing can be enabled for other functional modules also. Let's say if we do our structure first, by using our structure, material management consultant will prepare his structure. Likewise, sales and distribution consultant will prepare his structure. Okay, there is a dependence because we are the key. FI module is the key, right?
Yes, sir.
Now let's talk about FI formation or accounting org structure. Org structure in a sense, organization structure. If you say you have a knowledge in SAP, okay, then if you appear for any interview, first they'll ask, can you please tell me what is the FI organizational structure? First question in an interview, they'll ask you, what is the FI organizational structure? What are the steps you follow? Right?
Yes, sir.
Now I'll tell you. So first one is as a company, right? What is mean by company? In the top of it, there is a term called technical thing, client, that we talk in a system. When I explain in a system, I'll explain. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Functionally, first we have a company. What is mean by company?
The organization in which we work,
Okay.
we try to work in.
In our example, what is the company for whom we are enabling the solution?
GMR Constructions.
Okay. GMR Construction, C is our company, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now tell me, what is the difference between a company? So company, okay, leave it. Company, you leave it. We'll come back there. Next, we have a business units, right?
Yes, sir.
How many business units we have? What they told? How many countries they have a business?
Two countries, India and US.
Okay. Then we call it as a company codes. Let's say company codes has a one more name, that is nothing but legal entity. In this case, we have India and the US. Okay. Okay. Now tell me, here we have written one term as a company and we have written one more term as a company codes. What is the difference between these two in general? Not in
Com-
SAP. Yeah.
company codes is a part of company,
Okay. Good. Then
whereas
what is mean
company
by
is a
company?
company is our client,
Okay.
and the
So,
client's businesses is the company codes.
okay. Mama Devi, now you tell me what is the difference between company and company codes?
Same as logistics.
Okay. Okay. Company in a sense, it's a group reporting purpose. Will not record any business transactions under this. Okay. GMR construction we create as a company. Let's say Tata Motors, another example as a company. In a company, you don't record any business operations, business related transaction will not record it. Companies are only created and they are the monitors of your company codes. In different country operations, they'll monitor. Mostly they'll use for consolidation, and group reporting purpose. Got it? Let's say I'll tell you now you'll understand. GMR Construction Company is origin in India, right? That is origin in India, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's say if you ask GMR Construction, hey, where is your company address? I'm telling company address. My company address is, let's say, in Hyderabad, maybe in Hyderabad, high tech city, whatever, which is a place he has a convenient. He'll say that is my company address. Okay, done. Then we'll ask, where is your company address in a US? So they'll say, my company is origin from India. His corporate office in Hyderabad. So here in US, whatever a business operations we monitor, this is a legal entity. Legal entity address we have in New York. Whatever state he has an office, he'll say that name. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, in India, you have a legal, let's say you're doing a business, you have to record all India related transactions also in a system, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, you should ask them, where is your legal entity office no, located in India? You said your company is in Hyderabad and high tech city. That is fine. But where, from where you sit and record all your business transactions? Where is your head office related to India, Indian business operations? So, if the country is origin in India, for Indian related business operations also, they'll operate from a same building or a same office address, but they'll divide into floors. Okay. First floor is accounts and finance or a tax, and the second floor like that. They'll divide department wise. They may sit in a same building. Company operations also will sit in the same building, and company code that particular local country related business operations also will operate from the same building most of the cases. So in sometimes they say my company operations I am doing from a Hyderabad, but my legal entity operations I'll do from a Mumbai. In that case address will be different, right?
Yes, sir.
Now in India, let's say I took a loan of 100 crores from a bank. This is the invoice, right? In accounting terminology, what does it mean? Technically, you are getting a money from a bank, but you have to record as a loan in a accounting entry, right? As a loan
Yes, sir.
accounting entry, you have to record. Now tell me, in India, you took a loan of 100 crores from SBI or other bank. Now tell me, you record this business transaction in your company or a legal entity. We call it as a company code. Where do you record?
Company.
Where do you record, Uma Devi? Hmm? Correct, you are correct. We record in a company code, not in a company. Company is only for a group consolidation purpose. He'll sit on a top and he'll monitor how my business transactions are happening in India and how my business transactions are happening in a US. Got it?
Yes,
So
sir.
no business transaction. This is the main thing you need to remember. None of the business transaction is recorded in a company. Every business transactions are recorded under a company codes. If you see here, this is a invoice posting screen. Do you see a company or a company code?
Company code.
Company codes are nothing but other name they call it as legal entity. In once you join an organization, your senior might ask a client how many legal entities you have across. If he is talking legal entity, you think that he is asking how many company codes he has. Got it?
Yes, sir.
There should not be any confusion. Only under a company codes or a legal entity, business transactions will be recorded. Will be recorded. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now tell me, other thing you need to understand is my origin company is in India. Okay? And also, but I am doing business in India and also US I am doing. So after completing a fiscal year December in the US, I say, okay, my origin company is in India I got 100 crores profit. I'll pay tax to Indian income tax department. I'll not pay you federal government. I say, will they accept?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Why? Why they'll not accept?
We have operated in US, sir.
Right. Their local law you need to follow, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
That's simple. Whatever, no, wherever you get a revenue, there you have to pay a tax. That's simple, right?
Yes, sir.
So, in this case, to do your tax submission, you have to prepare your external reports based on a company you need to prepare, or based on a company codes you need to prepare external reports.
Company codes,
What about
both.
you, Uma Devi?
Company, sir.
Company. Okay. Based on a company codes or legal entity, we need to prepare external reports, which is P&L. This is slow. Little. External P&L and balance sheet. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Based on your company code, you have to prepare external reports. Company, what these guys will do is they'll consolidate all company codes, profit and loss accounts, and the balance sheets in a high level. They'll see how, as a group, as a company, how I am doing, in which country I am doing good, in which country I am not doing good. He'll just consolidate and he'll see as a results. That's all. He'll not do any payment. He'll not do anything. He'll not receive anything, but he'll just monitor as a overall. That's all, right?
Yes, sir.
You record a business transaction in a company code or a legal entity level. That is the reason at the end of a fiscal year you have to prepare a external reports also based on a company code. The main simple reason is while posting an entry you don't see anything posted on a company. Everything is under a legal entity or a company code. Obviously likewise only transactions will go on sit, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
That
sir.
is, yeah, you have to understand the logics and the based on a structure. That's all. Then you created a company, you created a company codes, but is there any link here? Did we created any link here?
Yes, sir.
I've not assigned anything. I've just create a company. This is create a company. Okay, I've created as an individual unit. Create or a define, anything is same meaning. Create a company codes. Next, what we have to do? Next, what we have to do? Assign company codes to company. We have to give a link, right? Then
Yes, sir.
only these company codes will be under this company. Otherwise, system doesn't know. You know practically, you know outside, but SAP system also should know, right?
Yes, sir.
Your structure. That is the reason we create a company as an individual element, and we create a company codes are the individual elements. Then we give the connection. We assign to them. Now, the fourth one is while doing it, you will get a more clarity. And there is one more thing you need to understand. We have to define the create business areas. What is mean by business areas is nothing but a place, exactly place. Let's say you are doing a business in India. In India, there are many places, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
while you are raising an invoice, from which place you got this invoice? Maybe Bangalore, maybe Hyderabad, maybe Mumbai, maybe Chennai, maybe Kolkata, right?
Yes, sir.
When you raise an invoice also, invoice for a revenue. From which place you are getting a revenue? In India, I know there are many places where I am getting this revenue exactly. I want to know. So in India, how many business places wherever he do a business? Obviously, he asks you to create that many business places in India, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's say business places in India. You write Hyderabad, one business place, and obviously we have a plans means we have a business transactions there, right?
Yes, sir.
Uh, okay, and I have a Mumbai, I have Kolkata. These are the four places where my business transactions will occur on a daily basis. Likewise, you have in a US, right?
Yes, sir.
Florida, New York. Wherever you have a plant, there you should have one business area. That is for sure. And what else we have?
Scotland.
Scotland. No, that
Yes,
is
sir.
different country, right? I'm talking about the states in US.
Okay, sir.
Florida, New York, Los Angeles, and what is the other country? Colombia. Not no, not Colombia. Los Angeles, Dallas. Okay, these many states are fine. We have here four business areas and we have here four business areas. These are nothing but the places. We have a states, right? Like that, they have this states: Florida, New York, Los Angeles, Dallas, like that. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so this we have created. Next, what is the other thing we have to create is we have to create the chart of accounts. Do you know anything about chart of accounts, Uma Devi?
No, sir.
Okay, good. Not an issue. In a screen only, we have examples to understand this. Chart of accounts, in a sense, how you create your profit and loss account and how you create your balance sheet account. How they'll get created. If you detailedly see in a profit and loss account, what do you see exactly?
The profit and loss account, we see expenses,
Hmm.
incomes, and net profit or loss.
Okay. And balance sheet,
Balance sheet, assets and liabilities, and the position of the company, sir.
position of the company, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
In detail, I'm asking. Let's say you said high level expenses. You have a income. There you have a liabilities. Assets you told. But if you drill down, the same example, if you drill down, so you have a P&L account, right? P&L statement. This is a P&L statement. So in P&L statement, you have a debit expenses, you have a credit, which is nothing but income, right? So in this, if you have a trading account, you have a purchases. Under purchases, you remove a purchase returns. You have a sales returns, like that. The pro forma. But if you look at the high level, you have a expenses, debit side. You have a income or a revenue credit side. Let's say this business transaction, how it will go on sit. You tell me. Next, balance sheet. Okay, assets, liabilities. Okay, you no need to do anything. You just have to do the right accounting posting. Based on the right accounting postings, the values will go on sit in appropriate no external report. So now tell me, this is a rent debit 10,000 and a credit cash. How this entry will go on sit in these external reports? Hmm? Rent is in where? P&L account, right? How it will record here?
To rent.
Rent 10,000. Cash is what? Or asset, right? Current
Yes,
asset
sir.
10,000. You got it?
Yes, sir.
You just simply post a business transaction, but in the back end, what happens? It'll update appropriately, right? Like this. Next, you invested something, maybe capital investment. What is the accounting entry for capital investment?
Capital account debit. Cash account debit to capital.
Okay. Any other entry? Cash or bank? Anybody will, if anybody invest, they'll invest in a bank only. Okay. Amount will get credited into your company's current account, bank account. Debit. Next,
To capital.
Capital account.
to capital, or the other terminology is why system is slow, or a equity, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What is mean by equity? Equity is nothing but a capital, owner's share, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Shareholder.
Let's say I invest 10 lakhs. Okay, 10 lakhs. Now tell me this accounting entry, how it will go and update in your external reports. You tell me where I have to update, there I'll update.
Balance sheet, cash 10 lakhs.
Okay, cash, it will increase more, 10 lakhs. And
Liabilities, capital 10 lakhs.
okay, now my balance is 10 lakhs, 10,000 in a cash. In a
Sir,
liabilities,
cash to be deducted, sir. Rent we paid, no, sir. So cash to be deducted from 10 lakhs, sir.
correct, you are correct. How much it will be? 9 lakhs, 90,000, right?
Yes, sir.
Correct. So, how much liability we have?
10 lakhs capital.
Equity or capital? Hmm. This is 10 lakhs. Done. Now you understand what is the logic?
Before
Using
any transactions is recorded, it will be
before,
first separate, like categorized into expense, income, assets, and liabilities.
not before. If you post this accounting entry wrong, what happens? The values will go and update wrongly in your external reports, right?
Yes, sir.
So accountant has to record the transaction correct way. In accounting way, you should know how to do it. That is not our job. As a consultant, if you know the knowledge, that is well and good. If you don't know, that is not our mistake. They have to follow. But what as a consultant we have to do is, so based on a business transaction, the value should come and sit appropriately. P&L and a balance sheet. This will configure. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now here we have written a next step as a chart of accounts. Chart of accounts in a sense nothing. Whatever you see here, cash is one account, capital is one account, rent is one account, right?
Yes, sir.
There are many things, salaries, you have a direct expenses, indirect expenses, loan, whatever you call it as. You have a vendors, you have a customers, you have a assets, right?
Yes, sir.
Anything for this matter. Assets, vendors, customers, we handle little different, but leaving them aside, everything we see in a screen, we call them as a accounts, right?
Yes, sir.
Cash should have a one account. Here in a P&L account, it will not display as a rent. It should have one identifier, one number we give for this rent. Maybe I give for rent 3,000. By seeing a 3000 number, accountant easily understand, okay, 3000 number is given for a rent, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
by seeing a cash, for a cash, I'll give one number, maybe I'll give 1000. By seeing a 1000, I should remember always it's a cash. For equity, I'll give one number, maybe I'll give 2000. See it? So how entries are getting recorded? To record also, you cannot record a business transactions with the name of an account. You should have an account number. If you see here in a screen, if I want to post any transaction, what I have to give?
Account
Account
number.
account number I need to give, not a description, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
also among your company, how many company codes you have? They also should follow the same accounting numbers. It should not be any difference. If they take different numbers, what happens? For rent, let's say they take another number, 3000, maybe 1 in another company code. What happens? What is the problem?
Then another account will be opened.
Another account will be opened. That is correct. In India, we are using 3000 number for a rent. We recorded like this. In a US, they've recorded rent for this another account, not for the same account. What happens? Where we see a problem? Where we see a problem? Group level,
Prop.
right?
Yes, sir.
If both are using the same, what your company will do? Company just check the balance 3000 in a company code India and a company code US. They get to know how much value is posted, how much expenses happen for a rent. If they follow different, what he has to do? He has to tie 3000 balance and 3001 balance also he has to tie, right?
Yes, sir.
Is that possible practically in
No,
a
sir.
real business?
No, sir.
It's very confusing. That is the reason everybody has to follow the unique format that we call it as a chart of accounts. Under chart of accounts, we define everybody, hey, follow this structure. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, and here we have a length, right? How much length you want to have a account number. Usually, you can have up to 10 digits. While configuring, we'll talk technical things in a SAP that you leave. But generally, we are discussing now. Currently, we have a length four. We have given four digits. So, digit selection based on what they'll do. Maybe I want 5, I want 6, I want 8. How they can say? What is the base to say that?
By amount of transactions they frequently get involved in.
Based on the real-time business in expenses, how many accounts, how many different types of business transactions I can erase. Based on that, I have to tell the range, right?
Yes, sir.
Interval I need to tell. So otherwise, what happens if you have an n number of transactions? If you limit your length lesser, then it will be a problem later, right?
Yes, sir.
So based on that, we'll create it. For now, that is enough. Chart of accounts are used to maintain the GL number. The number whatever we see here, we call it as a GL. What is the full form of GL?
General ledger.
Okay. Another important thing is based on your general ledgers only, your external reports will be prepared. You see anywhere in your external reports, you see GL accounts only, right?
Yes, sir.
GL accounts with the balances are used to maintain a GL account number and language. Hmm. Next thing is there are three things here to know. Types of COA. In a business, we call it as real time. In a world, we call it as COA, short form. COA means, what is the full form?
Chart of accounts.
Correct. Chart of accounts. Now we are done for today. Tomorrow, you guys have to help me. How many types of chart of accounts we have in SAP? What are they? You have to tell me a definition also. If you want to note down, note down. Types of chart of accounts in a SAP. With a definition, you need to tell me. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
done.
sir.
Okay. So, you have taken access already, Anandika?
No, sir.
You are not taken. What about you?
No, sir.
Okay. So, we start configuring them in a system. Okay. You
Yes, sir.
better take as soon as. Then we'll continue from tomorrow. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Any doubts on today's discussion?
Sir,
Hmm.
I from the beginning I have this doubt about that ASAP methodology.
Hmm.
Actually, when I searched the Google, it is said that about something like waterfall.
Waterfall and agile. There are methods. That's all. Hmm.
What is the meaning of waterfall?
Waterfall, in the sense, what happens in a waterfall? You start from a top, right?
Yes, sir.
You complete a step by step process. That's all. First, you complete a project preparation, right?
Yes, sir.
Then you start a business blueprint.
Yes,
What
sir.
is happening? Water is falling, right?
Yes, sir.
And also, uh, to handle these steps, we need to have some what I would say prerequisites in a IT side. If let's say Krishna is doing some work, what is the work I assign to Krishna? So for how much he is completed, I need to track, right?
Yes, sir.
There are some tools and some other terminology, business terminology. One of the is waterfall, agile, and we have DevOps. Okay,
Yes, sir.
these are the things we'll talk them at the end of the session. And let's say at the end of session, in the sense we talk more real time topics. Okay, how you
Yes, sir.
document it, how you work it. That time we'll spend more time on discuss. For now, you understand what is SF methodology and what is Activate methodology. You read that blocks for maybe over 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Later, if you have any doubts, that also will cover again once we complete the course.
Yes,
See,
sir.
now if I tell also, you will not understand more, rather theory, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, any other doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, we'll connect tomorrow, then we'll see. Okay,
Yes, sir.
bye.
Sir.
Bye, sir.